British Prime Minister Keir Starmer just announced mandatory digital IDs. Take a look.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
British civil rights activist Emily Emanuel joins us now. So, Emily, what was your reaction to Starmer's announcement?
Well, really, truly, completely shocked, but also not surprised. Keir Starmer has been a terrible, terrible prime minister right from the beginning. And I've never seen actually the UK population in such uproar against a prime minister in the time that I can remember anyway. So I am not surprised that he's trying to pull something out the bag that will try and get him some popular votes, although it's probably going to be completely the opposite. And if you didn't see, or I don't know if you've touched on this already, but there was a march a couple of weeks ago that had over 1 million people come along to it, which was in protest of these things that he's implementing and the state of how the state of the UK is at the moment with illegal immigration, with just this high kind of control of government. And so there's almost like a revolution going on in the ground in the UK at the moment because people are just sick and tired of these policies that he's implementing.
Well, what's interesting is, obviously he made this announcement and he painted it in a way that this would help curb illegal immigration. But a lot of people online are saying, wait a second, you're saying these digital IDs where you won't be able to buy or sell, sounds a lot like what we hear in Revelation 13 when it comes to the mark of the beast. People are wondering, is this like a precursor to that? So let me just read what the Bible actually says about that, and then you can draw the dots together if you think they fit. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Then the next verse says, "List calls for wisdom." So it does seem like a precursor, right? You cannot work without said digital ID. Obviously, I will let you, my friend who's watching this, connect the dots if you think that they are there. But Emily, can you just maybe peel back the onion a little bit more? What's kind of the sentiment of British folks when it comes to this illegal immigration? Obviously, he says this digital ID, Freudian slip, is intended to curb illegal immigration. But what's the status like of the British people's mentality when it comes to the current state of affairs when it comes to immigration?
Well, first of all, I find it incredibly hard to believe that this digital ID has anything to do with illegal immigration, because when I have had a job in the UK many times, I've had to show my social security number and my passport. So I've had to prove my right to work in the UK. So this doesn't make sense that we need a digital ID to prove our right to work in the UK when we already have systems in place that allow us to do so. Now, many of these illegal immigrant workers, and I've known some when I've lived in the UK, they don't work normal jobs. They work cash in hand jobs. So, you don't actually have to go through the system and pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. So that's not the issue. The issue isn't going to stop. The illegal immigration isn't going to stop because there's a digital ID in place. They will find out ways to work. And if not, they will find out ways to receive money from the government. So it's not going to stop anything like that. All it is going to put another form of control over the people in the UK, which the people are currently rebelling against at the moment. So the general sentiment amongst the people I know, but from news media outlets, is that this is not something that they want to see. If you want to stop illegal immigration, there are other ways to do that. Make a secure border, number one. I mean, that is what America is doing at the moment, which I totally agree with. And that is something that can be implemented. The UK isn't a big country. There is many ways to secure the border. And so I think this is a complete control tactic. And I think just along with other things that are happening in the world, such as, AI and then eventually super AI, we are heading towards that end time scenario then.